talking about, here's your script, what do they start? They're like, oh boy, right? Here's the power of this, is if you can get somebody to understand some basic concepts and empower them to go talk to the people they know the way they feel comfortable talking to them, it's going to increase the likelihood they actually pick up the phone and call them. And what do we know about the law of large numbers? If they call enough people, they'll find the ones they're looking for. So let's make them excited, and let's make them feel like it's simple to call their friends and family. Let's not make them feel like a telemarketer, right? You don't want to call your best buddy up and you're like reading a script and he's like, dude, what's going on, right? We don't want to create robots. But there are some things that you have to understand to help you be effective. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to go over these with you really quickly. And I want you to, use these. So here's what you might do. If you sign me up as a customer, the first example that you might want to share with me is within my first 48 hours. Now these two examples are almost identical. It's just the initial couple of the initial couple of sentences go from referencing the $100 bonus to referencing not the $100 bonus after your second day because you can't get it anymore, but talking about free energy and referral bonuses. Does everybody have both versions of this? Oh. Okay, we're making their way up here. Which one do you have? 48? Okay. So the first 48 hours, they're making their way up now. Here's what I might do with this. I sign up Zach as my customer. There's two scenarios. I might actually give this to him, right? And because he might be looking for, he might say, listen, do you have something that I can use to help me? So he's probably somebody that's more interested in doing this. So I could actually give this to him and help and practice this with him a little bit. Or I could give him, I could physically give it to him to use. Now here's the thing, guys. You're going to have other people that are like, you've got an influence to do this, that you're not going to give them this because they're like barely there anyway. But if you're like, dude, let me just help you call your mom, you could use this yourself to give them some pointers of what they should say. Now, ultimately, they're either going to say it or they're not. But let me explain to you the key parts of this. The beginning goes like this. So I call up my friend Zach. I'm like, Zach, listen, man. Now, I want to notice, we're conveying urgency and excitement. Zach, you're not going to believe this. Now, let me make a comment. Some of you might see that and you're like, dude, I wouldn't say that to my friend. Then don't say it. But say something like, listen, I'm excited or whatever. But you understand you're trying to convey excitement. Don't get stuck on the words. I'm saying, Zach, look, you're not going to believe this, but I just got a call from a friend of mine. Maybe it's somebody you know. John just called me, introduced me to this great company, this energy company, that gave me $50 just to try their service, their electric service. $100 to become a gas and electric customer. Now, here's why I'm really excited. Because they're going to give me $100 more to refer to people that I know. That's why I'm calling you. Would you do me a favor? Let me say that again. Would you do me a favor? Try the service just like I did. You'll get $50. You'll get $100 as well. Yep. Now, is there anybody here that couldn't say that to somebody? Now, let me emphasize a key part of what I just said. Guys, here's what you need to realize. The biggest thing that you can do to get somebody to become a customer is leveraging your relationship with that person. See, when you approach people, they're either going to be at 12 o'clock or they're not. Now, if I call Zach and he's at 12 o'clock and I start going through this process with him, naturally, we are going to begin talking about the opportunity. He's going to be excited. And guess what? At that point, he's not doing it to help me. He's signing up because he wants to go out and make money or get free energy. So if you find somebody that's at 12 o'clock, we call them a red apple. It is very easy. This process becomes real simple. But guys, the majority of the people you talk to are not going to be red apples. They are going to be people that are going to have some level of interest, but they're going to have questions. Some of them are going to be a little bit skeptical or hesitant to do this. And for the majority of the people, 8 or 9 out of 10 that you talk to, that aren't just like, sure, let's do it, I'm excited, I'll help you out, you have to leverage the relationship. The mistake I made in the beginning is I would call somebody up, and this is what I would say. I'd call my friend Zach up, I'd be like, Zach, dude, listen, I just became a customer of this company. They gave me $50 to $100 to sign up my gas and electric bill. Dude, you need to do this because you're going to get $100 as well. And you can go out and make money, and they have this free energy program. You need to get this free. See, what I'm doing here is I'm making it all about me helping him. Yep. Now, if it's a red apple, it doesn't matter. If he's at 12 o'clock, he's like, are you serious? Doesn't matter what I say. I just have to say something. Guys, the other 8 or 9 out of 10, if I do that, this is exactly what's going to happen. And this is what happened to me. They're going to start asking me questions. And I'm going to now get into, like, I'm going to become a salesperson. And they're going to treat me like a salesperson because guess what they feel like I'm doing? Selling them. And here's how people treat salespeople. They ask a ton of questions. They do not make a decision. They want to think about it. They need more information. And they never wind up doing anything. Here's where the urgency comes in. Guys, you have to take that away. You got to make it about them helping you. Because I'm going to tell you this. It is harder for my buddy Zach to say to me, I don't want to help you, than it is for him to say, hey, I'm not interested. You understand that? Now, that might make you uncomfortable to do that. Get over it. Honestly, get over it. How bad do you want to be successful? Why have you been here for the last 3 hours? For fun? Look, if you're not interested, this ain't fun. You understand what I'm saying? You're here for a reason. Get over that uncomfortableness. Ask somebody to help and support you. You've done favors for people your whole life. Time to start collecting them back. Anybody you've ever done a favor for, call them today and be like, dude, it's payback. Remember when I watched your dog and he did all over my rugs for a week? Right? And I had to replace my carpets? Did I ask you for money? No. Here's what I'm asking you for. That's my attitude. Somebody doesn't want to help me. That's not acceptable to me. Now, does it mean everybody's going to do it? No. Does it mean when they say no that I'm going to make them feel bad? No. Because what did I say before? You got to leave the door open. But here's the key. If you do what you're supposed to do, leverage the relationship, have urgency, be excited, say this, that's all you can control. Some people are still not going to do it. You could do the perfect approach, and I'm telling you, people are just not going to do it. But be okay with that and go talk to another person. So leverage that relationship. Zach will say, you know what, I will help you. I get him to agree to become my customer. We've included here key points. These key points will answer any question somebody will ever ask you. You get the same questions. Well, what if, does my bill change? What if my lights go out? Listen, nothing changes except for your rate. Our charges are right on their bill. You still get a bill from PECO. You still get a bill from PSE&G. Guys, they don't care if you leave. They want you to leave. Every time you get a bill, they send you an insert with a list of the companies that you can go to. There's been news story after news story where the president of PECO have said, look, this is a good thing. They want you to leave. So you just have to answer that. Your lights go out, call PECO. Nothing changes. Well, is there a cost? No cost. There's no shut off or turn on. They sign up on your website, copy of their bill, takes 5 minutes. You don't have to do anything else. They don't ever have to do anything else. What are your rates? Here's an interesting one. Let me give you how to deal with this. So here's what you need to understand, guys. If you sell on rate, if you sell on savings, you may be successful in getting customers, but you will never build a business. And I'm going to tell you why you'll never build a business. Number one, we are not the cheapest out there. You understand there are dozens of companies in our industry. Here's our goal, is to make sure we're cheaper than the one company most people have. PSE&G, South Jersey Gas, Atlantic City. Look, we're not interested in leading a race to the bottom and being the cheapest company. That's not the company I want to work for. I want to work for the company that says, look, we want to be competitive, we want to be less than the local utility, right? But here's the thing, guys. If you sell on rate, you're going to lose that. Your mom's going to leave you when she gets the mailer from a company that has 8.7 instead of 8.9 because you sold on rate. Guys, here's what's going to happen. You build a business on rates, something happens, energy prices go through the roof, prices raise. Here's what I saw in Rhode Island. My Rhode Island team was selling on rates because we had a really good rate in Rhode Island. Now, the local utility, National Grid, raised their prices in January, and we raised our price too. We were still less than them, but everybody got into a huge tizzy because our rate went up. Hello, so did the local utilities. We're still less than them. Guys, I'm telling you, it's a slippery slope. Now, am I saying that rates aren't important? No. You need to understand we are so much more than a rate. We are free energy. We are the ability to offer referral bonuses and residual income. So don't make it about the rates. Understand, most people don't know what they pay anyway. Do you know what your rate is? Now, if you're a customer of North American Power, you do. Before I saw this business, somebody would have asked me what I pay. I'd have been like, I don't know. I never even looked at the second page of my bill. I got my bill. Here's what I did. I saw the amount. As long as it was within an acceptable range of what I thought I should pay, I wrote the check and I sent it in. So if somebody says, what's your rate? Here's what you say. What do you pay now? And when they say, I don't know, here's a training tip. Say, good, we're less than that. Why would you get technical with somebody who's not technical? Now, let me say something. If you have somebody who's technical, right, and they know what they pay, and they're not interested in free energy or making money, and they are just a customer to you, if for some reason there is a scenario where they're getting a much lower rate, maybe they just stay there. Who cares? Go talk to somebody else. And then 2 months later, when you get free energy, and you have your one utility bill where your bill said $300, and then you have your other bill where you have free energy and it only says $100, go back and see them. And say, hey, has ABC Energy Company sent you any checks in the last 60 days? Because I just got a $1,000 check from my electric company. And my electric company now gives me my energy for free. Now, if you treated that person fairly and you didn't make them feel bad and you were professional, maybe they're open to hear what you have to say. Just understand, guys, is that some will, some won't. As long as you do what you know you need to do. But the rate thing, I'm telling you, is important for you to understand. So somebody says to me, what are your rates? And they know their rate. I say, go to my website. I don't know any rates. I really don't. Somebody says, well, what do we charge? I don't know. Go to NorthAmericanPower.com. I don't get paid to know the rates because they're on the website. I get paid to learn how to go out and talk to people and build a network. Does that make sense? Free energy. Refer as little as 15 customers. Depending upon the product that you enroll with, guys, we've got two products. We have a basic green electric. That's the one that we usually offer at the savings. And then we have a second product, which is called our 100% green. Now, the 100% green product is usually more money. So the only person that would even consider that is somebody that wants to be a rep, somebody that wants to make money. Because what will happen is, if you're 100% green, you only have to get 15 customers to get free energy. If you are a basic green electric customer, you have to get 20. Now here's the cool thing. I might sign up Erin and she might be not sure. I sign her up as a regular customer. 30 days later she decides she wants to do this. She can upgrade to the green product. But understand there are benefits to being green. As little as 15 people. Now here's the cool thing. I'm 100% green. I don't care what they charge me because I get it for free. You understand what I'm saying? And then the last thing is referral bonuses. Guys, here's one of the things I want to give you as that'll help you. Stop talking about home-based business. Stop telling people that you started a business. Because I'm going to tell you what's happening. There are some people that you'll approach that you say that to that immediately throw up a red flag and want to run away. Because guys, aren't there so many people that have been exposed in some way to something like this before that they're very resistant to the concept? And when they hear that, so here's what I talk about. You know, you go up to 100 people on the street and you say, hey, would you be interested in starting a business? I think you'd be surprised at how few would actually say yes. Because I'll tell you this, starting a business, number one, to me, sounds like it's going to take a lot of time. Because it usually is, right? There's risk and there's a cost, and I don't know whether I want to go down that road. It's a big decision for me. You ask those same 100 people, would you be interested in getting energy for free and potentially getting referral bonuses for sharing this with others? You watch how much more receptive they are. Now here's the funny thing. I'm still talking about the same thing. If you go for free energy and you start sharing, you're building the business. But you got to present it to them in a different way. So when I talk to somebody, they say, well, what is this? I say, well, I became a customer of this company, North American Power. They have a customer referral program where I can get paid potentially a lot of money to share this, to refer others, and the ability to get my own energy for free. That's on the second script that I just gave you. So instead of talking about the $100 bonus, I say, listen, help me get my energy for free, and I can get paid a lot of money. So what I'm doing is I'm planting the seed of the opportunity. But here's the thing. Now they say, well, what kind of money are we talking about? Well, Zach, I mean, you can make anywhere from an extra couple hundred. Matter of fact, you refer 2 people, they pay you $100, to literally, here's the upside. We just became the first ever customer referral program to produce a millionaire. We had 2 individuals, that in 3 years earned in excess of $1 million doing exactly what I'm showing you right now. Now, how many people can agree that that might be a pretty compelling story? Is that better than you trying to break down the history of deregulation and explain rank advancement bonuses to them? Which one seems more powerful? Now, if you said that to somebody and they said, well, shoot, sign me up, I want to learn more, what do? Sign them up and then do what? Press play. Don't be the movie trailer. Play the presentations for them. You understand? It all goes back to that. But realize this. The thing you're going to do at the very end is leverage a relationship. If Zach asks me a question, I answer it, but I say, Zach, and it's right here at the very bottom. More importantly, do me a favor, help me out. Guys, this is $1 million line at the bottom here. I know this isn't a big deal for you, but it means a lot to me. And what's going to happen is if somebody says this to you, all right, Bob, listen, I'll do it only because it's you. Then you know you are perfecting this process. Because it is amazing how that relationship gets somebody over the hump, gets them over that skepticism, gets them over that hesitancy, right? And then once they do it, they're like, wow, that's all it took? You understand what I'm saying? But you have to do the relationship. Now, if I sign him up, this is what I'm going to do. Immediately, I am going to help him make calls. Immediately. He signs up today. When should he get his 2 customers? Right now. If he's interested, see, and Zach's great at this. I know he called me up yesterday. He's like, dude, I just helped one of my guys get 2 customers. Just helped another person get 2 customers. He's rolling his sleeves up and going to work. He's being active. He's chasing. He's influencing. Look, you're never going to be more excited than when you sign up. So why not say, listen, who can we call right now? Well, my mom, I guess. Well, what do I say? Well, let me ask you a question. I've got something I can give to you, or I can just explain to you. Look, don't leverage the relationship. Here's what you say. Have them make the call. Call me back as soon as you're done. Let me know how it went. Call my mom. She said no. What'd you say? Well, here, you shouldn't do that. Say this. I'm coaching him. I'm teaching him. Don't just say, hey, here's the example of what you might say. You have 48 hours. Call me in 3 days. You'll be frustrated your whole life. Get together with them. Do you live near them? Go get together with them. Help them make calls. Well, that's a lot of work. Okay, well, what are you doing this for? You sign somebody up. You need to look at that one person as a source to thousands of other customers. And it starts with them referring just 2. And then you doing the same thing. You've got to be active in that. And then, guys, here's the thing that we're going to close out with. Not bad. Although that's not a bad thing to close out with. That's, by the way, that's, any car people in the room? That's an Audi R8 Spider, V10 Lamborghini engine. That's where my $3,000 car allowance is going to go when I hit National Director. But anyway, so here's the thing, guys. Here's the key. The key is you just be willing to give this enough time. Be willing to learn. Make the commitment to make this thing work. It's not going to be easy, but it is very simple. And the key is you just taking action every day. Look, these rank advancement bonuses, all this stuff is great, but you got to be the one that's taking advantage of it. And look, we've created this system that you can plug into. How many people, let me ask this question. Anybody that was here today for the first time, first training, do you feel like you've got a little bit of a better idea of what to do than you had before you got here?
Yes.
Yep. So understand this, every time you come to a training, every time you learn, you're learning more. So not only, you know, we're here every single Thursday night. We do a meeting here at 7:30. It's an opportunity for you to bring people out, new people, existing people. Now, next Thursday, we are actually not going to be at this hotel. We're going to be at the DoubleTree Hotel in Mount Laurel, okay? The DoubleTree Hotel in Mount Laurel, it's on Fellowship Road. We were there this past Thursday. It just so happened that this hotel didn't have any availability for for this week and next week. So we'll be at the DoubleTree, and then we'll be back here the following week. But we're here every single Thursday. The next Saturday training here will be Saturday, February 8th. Put that in your calendar. Guys, here's the thing, make the commitment. Look, if you can't make a commitment once a month to come to a training, then you're kidding yourself if you think you can be successful. You really are. You know? Saturday, February 8th, every single Sunday night, we do a live training call. So look, I'm realistic. I know people have lives, and some people work on Saturdays, and maybe they can't make it to a training. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. If that's the case, you still have no excuse, because you can pick up the phone every Sunday night at 8 o'clock, and you can listen to the training call. So I'll give you the number here. It's 218-862-6789. 218-862-6789. And then there's a passcode, which is 662-823. 662-823. Now, this Sunday night, just so you know, I will be doing the training on the call this Sunday night. We're going to be talking about, the topic this week is how to utilize training calls, meetings, and all of the tools you have, how to utilize those in exposing people. You know, when you have somebody that tells you no, and you all have a lot of those people, how do you get that no to a yes? When you follow up with somebody, what do you say? What do you do? So I'm going to teach you ways that you can continue to expose people to get them to the point where they say yes. And then the last thing is this. We just passed out a flyer. Guys, we have a big training coming up just about a little over a month from now at the Radisson Hotel in Valley Forge. It's called our Power Blitz event. It's our third in a series of these trainings that we've done. Ask anybody here that's been to one of these trainings, and you know, how many people here have been to one of the Power Blitz trainings? They are, in my opinion, you know, some of the most powerful events that we have. Last time we had close to 700 people. You know, we'll have at least that this time. There's a good chance. The room is limited, so there's a good chance this time we keep saying we're going to sell one of these out. Well, I think this might be the one that we do it. So I would strongly recommend that you go to Power Blitz 2014, get yourself registered. You're going to get some of the best training in the business. It is much, you know, what we went over today, guys, this is really just kind of the introductory training. We just want to give you some of the things you need to understand. At this event, this is like a workshop. We literally break it down point by point, everything you need to do. You get a chance to network with some of the top people in the business, spend time with them, get to know them. And, you know, this right here is going to be a tremendous event.
What are the hours on this? You know?
The hours will be on Friday. We're doing an afternoon leadership session, I believe, from 1 to 4. Mm-hmm. We'll have details that'll go out if you register. We'll have details that will be sent to you. 1 to 4 on Friday. We're going to do a leadership training. We do a party Friday night because we believed if we're going to work hard, we're going to play hard as well. Right? We have fun. We're going to do a party Friday night. That'll start around 5, I believe, a welcome reception, and then we're going to have an actual party, DJ, music, and you know, dancing, and we'll have good times, some food. And then Saturday we go 9 to 4, and then that's it. So Friday afternoon, Saturday, it's at a casino, like you need any other incentive, right? So I would recommend get yourself registered. And then the last thing is this, guys, is it's just a matter of just, like I said, give it time. Let me give you something to take away from here today. I want to challenge you to do something. I want to challenge each and every one of you. You made the commitment to be here. I want to challenge you over the next 7 days. Use some of the things that we've talked about and contact at least one person a day. Is there anybody here that feels like that's not doable? One new person a day? Now here's the thing, guys. Start today. You're excited? You'll never be more excited than you are right now. Make that one call that you've been afraid to make. You know that name that's been on your list that you've been looking at for weeks and weeks and weeks? Creating all these stories in your head of why they probably wouldn't be interested and won't want to do it? Just call the damn person. Call them today and use that feel, because here's the funny thing. Even if they say no, you'll be excited because you actually did it. One person a day over the next 7 days, and then see where you're at the end of that week, and I promise you one thing, that next week will be so much simpler to do. So that's a thing I want to challenge you to do. But guys, listen, we really appreciate everybody's time and attention. We're excited. We know this is going to be the year for a lot of you. So we want to encourage you to get out there and stay plugged in. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.